Welcome to Jamaica Palace in Portland, Port Antonio, Jamaica. Port Antonio, Portland, Jamaica. Mini review. So we're looking at the entrance to the property at the front with those beautiful columns and the security posts, the beautifully manicured lawns and asphalted driveway. And here you have the palatial entrance to the property. As you can see, it's all painted in white. Beautifully done. In the cool, salubrious parish of Portland. So if you want a Portland getaway and you're looking for somewhere to stay, Jamaica Palace could be, or should be, I would say, one of your options. The rooms, I think, are affordably priced, and it comes with breakfast included in the package. So we're now entering the hotel, going into the entrance. It's a very dated property. I think it is said that Portland was the first tourist destination for Jamaica. So this is the lobby area. You can see the artwork and the beautiful chandelier. Quite nice. Done. A lot of paintings. This is the area for eatery. I won't go in. I think it could do with, the property on a whole could do with a bit more updating. For example, in the eatery itself, the furniture, the flooring could be updated. This is a water feature in the dining area. But overall, I think it's a beautiful property with much potential. I stayed here once before, about what, 4 or 5 years ago, not recalling essential at the time. But I recognize that they have done some updating in the rooms since then, but I presume that Portland, unlike the North Coast, Ocho Montego Bay, Trelawney, Hanover, even Westmoreland, don't get a lot of tourist traffic, so the profits that are being made likely from this part of the island may not be as significant as in other tourist areas, the more popular ones, that would allow the owners to reinvest in the property at the level that they need to do the updates that would make this beautiful location even more attractive. That's the view from the first floor, and we're heading to the poolside. So the property itself is quite nice. I think the colors that they have chosen to paint it in really complements the environment in which it sits, and then the flora and the fauna which is around certainly adds to the beauty and the charm of this very aged property. But she has aged beautifully, as you can clearly see. She is holding her own. The only updates that would be required are to the interior of the property, the bedrooms, the bathrooms, the eating, the common areas, I think. But it is beautiful. I actually was booked to stay at another property, but that didn't work out, and I wasn't pleased with a comment that was made by the person who was trying to assist me to find the property, which was off the main road. And so I decided that, you know what, I'd search for somewhere else at about minutes to 8 Friday night. And I thought, it just popped into my head, why not Jamaica Palace? But they were closed for a while, so they recently reopened. When I checked their Instagram page, it said that they recently reopened in December for 2022. So I was in luck, and I have been pleased with my stay thus far. So this is the pool area. As you can see, it is breathtaking. And well, clearly they have updated the tiles here, because we notice throughout the other areas and the walkways, what we have are the checkered pathways that are tiled in black and white. But the pool side itself clearly has been updated in terms of the tiles that are here, because they're not checkered like the other areas of the property. Right, so if you follow me, this is another common area by the, I suppose, the poolside bar, and it leads out, well, it has a beautiful view of the lagoon, or if it's not a lagoon, it's the harbor, Port Antonio harbor. And it also overlooks, you can see images of the Atlantic Ocean, and also Trident Hotel too. So as I was saying, if you notice around this side you have the checkered, and it's painted in this checkered design, but clearly you can see that it's not frequently used, because again, I think the authorities at the powers that be years ago would have shifted the focus from Portland as a tourism destination to the North Coast, which I think they might have had their reasons then, but it would have been best if we would have, or they would have attempted to, in a sense, ride and whistle by diversifying the tourism product without denying what I understand was the forerunner in Jamaica's tourism product, Portland, from the opportunity to continue to serve in that regard. And while it does so, it's kind of a niche now, I would say, that is largely targeted also at higher end clientele. So in the foreground we are looking at the Trident Hotel. That's Michael Leachin's property in Port Antonio. And then you can also see through the trees the lagoon, and this all runs back to Blue Lagoon that is further around the bend. So here we have it, a beautiful property in Port Antonio, Jamaica Palace, with much potential, with the right updates and marketing of the property, which I would think from a larger perspective also, the powers that be in tourism would also need to put some of their that marketing thrust that the ministry has and the tourism agencies behind Portland to get it back up to at least a fraction of its former glory. because like Jamaica Palace, I'm sure that there are other locations in the area that would certainly benefit from that marketing, and just for persons to come and enjoy the beauty of Portland, Port Antonio, Jamaica. So here we have it again. We're back at the pool area. Beautiful, beautiful. Unfortunately, I can't swim, so you know we go. You just observe the beauty of the place and the water. So I'll continue by going and showing you the room that I am in, for you to see what that is like. So we're looking at the property that is Jamaica Palace Hotel in Port Antonio, Portland, Jamaica. So we're going to the room that I stayed in, and my room is just a stone's throw away from the lobby area out there. And if you notice the tiling on the floor, it's kind of a cutwork thing. Again, notice some of the hotels you go on the North Coast, you'd have keys that are like cards, credit cards, debit cards looking to enter the room because they're electronically controlled. But in the older charm that is Jamaica Palace, you still need your key to unlock the door. So this is the room. The tiling you can see runs throughout the room. So here's the room. So you have your bed, you have your two bedside lamps. They come with USB ports on them, so you can charge, as well as there is an electronic port here, socket. And if you notice, look, the bed itself is not a typical bed that you can move, in terms of it sitting on four legs. It is kind of seemingly made into the room. I'm not even sure if this is, it's concrete actually. So it's keeping that, I suppose, old world charm, and it's even in a kind of a semicircle if you observe. Yeah. So you get a small closet also with a mini full-length mirror, in a sense. You have a safety deposit box of sorts, or that you can lock your valuables in. And it has an iron board and iron inside if you need it. You also have your AC there, and there's cable television, a mini chest of drawer of sorts, and a fridge. You can hold your stuff in to cool. There's the table in the corner, phone to contact front decks, etc. You have sitting area here, that if you don't want to be in the bed, you can be sitting there to read a book or something, do some work. So it's not as updated as something that you'd see on the other side of the island in terms of the North Coast, but it is adequate and can be appreciated. And here we have the bathroom. So if you notice, the cut stonework also follows through from the flooring to the wall. Right? It doesn't go to the ceiling length. It stops about 3 feet, I would say, of the ceiling. But you have your average standard toilet, and I think the face basin seems to be updated. I don't recall if the last time I was here this is what it looked like. So this could have been one of the possible updates that was done to the bathroom. And the mirror also looks either updated or freshly painted. And here we have the shower area, which again, they cut stone work, carries through, and this particular bath is placed at an angle in the bath, so it's not flush against the wall, but it's tangential, is that what, or obliquely placed, You get your towels, soap, and your regular condiments to use. And there you have it, a mini tour of a room and some of what you'll see on property at Jamaica Palace in Port Antonio, Portland, Jamaica. So if you're ever in Portland and need for a stay, this is a viable option. You would have seen the beautiful poolside, the well manicured lawns, the hotel interior, exterior, which is it is well kept. It's clean, clean environment, and you see workmen around doing updates, brightening the paint, etc. from time to time. So it's a good stay over for doing other things in Portland, like visiting the Blue Lagoon, going to Reach Falls, or any other of the waterways that are in Portland, and just going to Frenchman's Cove, the beach, or Sansan, Winifred's, Boston Jerk. So if you're in the area where to stay, you can check out Jamaica Palace Hotel in Port Antonio, Portland, Jamaica. I'm sure you will be satisfied with its offerings. Thank you. Bye.